Welcome one and all, whoever may be watching this, part 35, Baldur's Gate 2, Enhanced Edition. I'm just going to go, while I'm in the city, I might as well sell stuff, identify stuff, obviously level up peeps. So I'll just get that done. I contemplated doing it without recording and just starting the video after I'd done it, but then I was like, what if there is some kind of conversation that happens? So I'll just figure out my inventories and jank, and I'll see you on the flip side of that. Okay, so I just ended up back at the Temple of Ilmatar here because I forgot that merchants don't normally sell health potions, so I just came back here to get some more of those. So as far as Bodhi's heart is concerned, did a quick Google of that the other day, and it's actually a useless item, so I can drop that. But what happens is, if you've completed a romance with any of the romanceable characters, by the time you go and attack Bodhi that second time, she actually kills the person, and there's like a whole quest situation to like revive them and jank, because that's what you do for your true love.
I'm there.
I've never actually done that myself, which is interesting because I've completed every romance possible in this game, but maybe not in time for that second storming of the keep, castle, lair situation. Right, the Underdark exit. I was just like, where did we come from?
It's done.
Alright, well, this is it. It's kind of the endgame situation.
Your return. All has been relatively quiet here. I believe the Drow were mostly satisfied with the destruction of our temple. They have made no further serious advancement. Yet.
You have the Lanthorn? It is in the hands of the murderous vampire Bodhi no longer. I feel the tide of this crisis is certainly changing. Yeah, Bodhi, but you claimed you did not know who stole the Lanthorn. You must have made mention of it. You obviously had some idea who it might have been. We questioned you for a while, you recall. Possibly, but I never said she was a vampire. Why lie about knowing of her? Perhaps not, but you did ask for holy water and stakes. One needs only to put two and two together to make the correct assumption. That is quite the reach in logic. Come now, should I go into detail about what Bodhi said? Anything said by her or the exile Irenicus must be treated as suspect. You would do well not to repeat their tales to those that do not need to know them. So Irenicus is now the exile? That's not a name for a stranger. Perhaps I should ask around. No, this is not for you to know. I can't tell you, Chloe. It is not my place to do so. The exiles, this Irenicus and Bodhi, are criminals. Their crime was great, their punishment greater. And so he has returned for some sort of revenge. I fail to see the great shame in this. You do not understand, and I am not prepared to make you. If you wish to know more, you'll have to talk to one of those involved. Demin, the High Priestess, she will tell you. We will have to breach the city to find her. Fortunately, my sages have instructed me in the use of the Lanthorn. We must go, but most of my elves must remain to hold the Drow. We must not be struggling on two fronts when we face what is in the city. Follow, Chloe. We must let the Lanthorn lead us to Solda Nesselar. I can only hope that the exile will have left us a city to find. Oh, now we don't dimension door. Jeez.
It is here. I can feel it. The lanthorn is almost buzzing. There can be no mistake. Stand back, and I shall make the way clear. Ah, sweet Soldanesilar. I have been away too long. I must determine what Irenicus has done within the city.
Walk with reverence when you step. You are going where precious few outside of the elven community have ever seen. Okay, I've also just remembered that I forgot to rest. So I might do that before entering the city. If possible.
When we sleep in the field, there is always the chance that we will be beset by foes, yes? I cannot help but be reminded of my father at these times.
How so? You have met my father, Chloe. Surely you have some inkling from his manner alone, if nothing else. Suffice it to say, he is cruel and overbearing. He is also a heavy drinker, and as a child I'd lie awake listening to him destroy his chambers with a drunken rage. Loud noises at night have a startling effect on me to this day. Perhaps this is a good thing, seeing as no creature can sneak up on a light sleeper. But it matters not. I am no longer under his thumb. I have no reason to return to my father's house. Let us get back to sleep. I feel like there should be some trigger warning for this character quest situation.
Okay.
It's a bit of a heavy topic.
Guided by the light of the rim lanthorn, you pass effortlessly through what had seemed an impenetrable wall of trees. The city that greets you as you emerge is at once inspiring, but also profoundly troubling. For amidst the majestic architecture are dozens of bodies, elves that have fallen while defending their home. Soldanesilar is in the grip of Irenicus and his minions, and it will not be relinquished without a fight.
It is as I feared. The madman Irenicus has unleashed his anger upon the city, and worse yet, I now recognize the magic he has employed. Corruption magics, illusions from a race of spirits, the Rakshasa. Such creatures are very predatory. It would appear that there is no depth to which Irenicus will not sink. Soldanesilar is under siege. With this number of beasts under his command, Irenicus will be very hard to unseat.
I would not wish to damage the city. What would be the best course of action? We must proceed with caution. Not everyone in the city can withstand an onslaught like this. Their safety must take priority. You must seek out Elysim. She will know what to do. She is a link to the divine, not unlike your own, though through a much more benevolent spirit. Failing that, find the priestess Damin. If anyone had warning of Irenicus and made preparations, it would have been one of those two. Go, Chloe. I will garrison this area with my elite war guards. We will shepherd people to safety as you secure the inner city. Okay, so we've got an actual completed map, which is nice. From memory, I think we have to collect something from the House of Horn, from the House of Talisman, from the House of Moon, and then off this way, the Harper's house. I don't remember who we have to talk to though, so I might head up this way first and maybe come around and just kind of do a bit of a sweep of the area.
Sure thing. Ready to go.
Oh, I'll show you a fight.
Holy dooly! They've got speed.
This cannot be happening. It
Oh,
cannot.
oh, thank you, my lord. Yes, thank you. We thought for sure those horrible creatures would kill us. They slaughtered all of our priestesses. Yes, they came into the temple and killed them, all of Riliphane's children. Oh, but not Demin, the high priestess. She's still alive. I saw her earlier battling these creatures. You must save her. Where can I find Demin? I last saw her in the southwest of the city. Perhaps she has retreated into one of the homes there. I do not know. I shall find her if I can. Meanwhile, Ellen is at the gates evacuating the city. Go there and you should be safe. Yes, of course. We'll go there right now. Good. And you leave. I'm gonna loot this place. It's actually some sweet, sweet elven loot. Ooh, yes. I'll take some arrows too. I ended up buying more arrows because I just felt like I was a little bit flippant when I was running through the Dianese stronghold, and I probably should have grabbed a few more arrows. Not that I'm running low on them or anything, but you know. Oop. Okay, I think that's everything from here.
If you say so.
I do say so. Make it happen.
My blade will cut you down to size.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes!
Not so tough.
Okay, someone... So, Imoen... even though, I mean, they're still doing damage to them.
Yep.
Maybe you swap out and do that. Minsky, buddy, do that. Anomen as well.
Is it now?
You've got no other weapon. Wow, that was bad.
Something.
Great fun!
My character's just standing around like, whatevs, Trevs. You guys got this. Okay, let's get out of whatever the poison situation is there.
Feel the backhand of justice!
Just give me a sec.
Take that!
Something you need?
No mercy
I'll
for
show
those who
you a
oppose
fight.
us. What you want?
Just point down there.
Oh, someone open the doors. You can do it. There we are.
Care to dance?
What audacity, Chloe. You continue to surprise me. But it ends here. Irenicus must not be disturbed during his ritual. Ritual. What ritual? What is he planning now? What does it matter, Chloe? You'll soon be dead. I don't remember this guy.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the
Yep. Something you need? Just point me in the right direction. It's done.
Okay. I think we have to come here and bring all the stuff into... and put it in this sort of middle altar situation, I think. Okay, let's head this way.
Okay.
Feel the backhand of justice! Great fun! Right, Boo?
I'll get you yet.
Ooh, I've never seen that before. Hold on. Oh, it's just an axe. Whatever. Who hides an axe in the cliff? Oh no, it's a tree.
You shall suffer my wrath.
We're in an elven city. They live in trees.
Sure thing.
Yeah, okay. So I have to, I think, do this next bit properly.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm aware you're
You
there.
say so.
The odd, distinctly elven container is locked and no amount of pressure will force it open. The lid holds 5 pressure plates, each adorned with symbols common to Soldan Esselar, Rilafane, the Tree of Life, a rune of Soldan Esselar, Corellon Lartheon, the father of the elven Pantheon, and the elven symbol for water. Cryptic text below the runes makes reference to a priest's stone in the room above, a clue to the puzzle perhaps above the runes. The inscription reads, "The natural order shall prevail." Obviously the runes on the box must be pressed in a certain order to access the contents. The edge of the box seems corroded as if by acid. Which rune will you press? I mean, again, I'm immortal, so like... Okay, that was the wrong one. Hey, okay, we got the talisman. Nice. My character is poisoned. Oh, actually, you know what? It's all good in the hood. I got oh, she's not poisoned anymore anyways.
Just got.
It's like I've got myself
Ready to
some poison antidote just in case. Oh, up the stairs, peeps. Through the door. Yes, nice.
Just give me a sec.
Okay, so yeah, so this tells you how to do it. But like, who even has time for that, you know? Doing things the proper way? Give me some sweet, sweet elven loot. Come on. Okay, where were we going after this? Let's go to Demnan's house.
I'm there.
I might have to end the video after that. It's hard to say because I wasn't paying attention to how much time passed when I was clearing out their inventories and leveling them up.
Now I remember why traveling with you was always so much fun.
Yeah, because we go to elven cities and destroy... Oh, hello, demon.
The best surfacer is a dead surfacer.
At last, guard duty grows tedious. Let's get down to killing you. Oh, I suppose I should be official about this. You there, all citizens must stay indoors under threat of death. The High Priestess is being punished for her part in our master's curse. You shall be slain for even thinking to approach her house. Sorry, my budgie is going a bit mental in the background there. You will probably hear some of it.
Yep. It's done.
Whoops, sorry, I pressed a button which ended that conversation. It's all good in the hood, I've killed them all.
Okay.
Thank you for your assistance, strangers.
You're welcome, Jahira. Forgive me also if I reward your effort with questions. How do you come to be here? Our city is not usually found by outsiders, doubly so with the exile employing his magics to hide us. It is beyond fortuitous if you stumbled here unknowingly. I seek the one you call the exile. Irenicus has taken much from me. It is our folly if we think his terror would be isolated. I apologize if he pained you, for we are partially to blame for each act of evil he survives to commit. We seek to make reparations when this matter is done, but the exile is firmly in control at the moment. We are at his mercy. I would help for the good of both of us, but I do not know what has triggered this. I begin to feel it is a mistake to keep this amongst us exclusively. The consequences have been far-reaching and have proven especially difficult to dispel. I am not so concerned with the shame of our people over Irenicus and Bodhi. What good is our silence if the city is crushed because we would not seek help? You are not an elf. It must be difficult to fathom why we are so hesitant to speak of this. Hopefully you will come to understand. The exiles were not always as you know them now. They once had names that I would have been proud to speak and were as worthy as any other of praise. Then they have fallen far from that lofty perch. I see no trace of worth in them now. Certainly you are entitled to your misgivings. You would not be here if you were not driven by powerful emotions, and the exile is good at provoking a reaction. He has garnered the strongest of reactions from us, his own people, for he wronged us greater than any other. He is a criminal that knows no bounds. Yes, he was elven as we are, but no longer. Queen Elysim cast him out, for he had proven he was not elven at heart. And Bodhi, was she involved in this too? She and he were well known in the elven court of Soldanessala. He, at least, was a great asset to our kind and kin. He was the greatest of our mages, as skilled as any elven blood could be without divine assistance. He even had the favour of the queen. It was not enough. It is never with his kind. Would it be enough if he did get all he wanted? Of the two, the sister was the insatiable one. She was not as regarded, but she held great influence over her brother and pulled him into her madness. Go on. Together they sought more than was possible. They wished the power of the gods, and they were not concerned about the consequences. He of the exiles performed a dark ritual and committed a grave offense against the greatest symbol of our longevity, the tree of life. He sought to merge his essence with the divine tree, draining it and stealing its energy. He failed, but there was a price to pay for the rest of us. He disrupted the elven connection to land and nature. There was a great shock that ran through Soldanessala, and many of our weaker citizens lay near death. That he would endanger so many for he and his sister's selfish goals was one thing, but to threaten the very nature of what makes us who we are was unfathomable. An unforgivable thing, I'm sure. What came of it? It fell to Elysim to judge the crime, and she was harsh. Having forsaken everything elven, they would be outcast so they might learn how precious our ways are. Of spiritually high regard, Elysim petitioned the gods, and a divine curse was placed upon the exiles. All their connection to the elven spirit was severed. Elysim thought it a punishment worse than death, a life no longer than a human's, and their elven spirits banished from the paradise all elvenkind are entitled to. The sister exposed herself to vampirism to try and counteract the divine curse, but gods are not routed so easily. The brother did not risk the same. A better man would have learned to appreciate what he had lost, perhaps learning humility and seek to make amends. He did not prove to be a better man. You cut Irenicus and Bodhi loose, and instead of reforming they plotted revenge. Typical. We had hoped this would turn out better. The exile has found a way to restore himself, has made pacts with our most despised enemies, and has resumed his original plot. And this is where I come in. He stole my divine soul through some sort of ritual. I have no way to accurately measure the cost of our decisions on you. Reparations will be made if there is anyone left here to make them. I am still in shock that this has happened. So much of Soldanesalar's defenses were away, battling the drow and their incursion at the temple. We were left weak. One group of exiles helping another, both so full of their petty hatred and jealousy that they would stop at nothing to strike at our hearts. The exile brought to the city magical constructs and demons, and a black dragon which landed to the northwest. I have been trying to fight, but there are too many. I am to find Elysium. After that, Irenicus is mine to deal with. The exile has seeded the streets with his minions and taken Elysium into the palace. I have made an attempt to enter, but it is sealed tight. Whether you search for the queen or seek the exile for reasons of your own, you will have to get into the palace and also deal with the monsters in the streets. And I believe there is a way to do both at the same time, though it will not be easy. No, we have seen to it, and it will not be easy. Oh, of course we'll help. I can feel the tree of life calling out in pain. And the pain of the elves is its pain as well. We must do what we can, Chloe. Do we even have time for this? We're here to get Chloe's soul back. Maybe if it wouldn't take too long. It's horrible to see this place suffer. I obviously do not have the strength myself to complete the task. I think perhaps you do. If I tell you what is to be done, will you do it? I will. How can the creatures be stopped? The temple is dedicated to Rilifane Ralathil. He can summon the spirit defenders of the forest to protect us, and has the power to break the seal on the place. But the Leaf Lord must be awakened, his avatar summoned, in order for the spirits to come. The exile's creatures have desecrated the temple and stolen the artifacts I need. The artifacts are lost in the city held by the exile's minions, perhaps even the black dragon in the northwest. There are 3, a talisman of Rilifane, a golden cup, and a moonblade. Go to the temple, which will most likely be guarded, and place the items on the statue in the center. This will summon the avatar to our defense. Are you certain this is the solution? I believe so, stranger. I cannot be sure, but only Rilifane has the power. Go, please. The longer you wait, the more elves will suffer. Quickly! Okay, that was a lot of exposition. And that sort of answers what it is that we need to do. I might have to cut this video before this conversation, so I'll just kind of see how it all comes together in editing, and this may be part of video 36, I'm not quite sure.